A new world's coming. And it could mean just that to a lot of people, especially the backers and the producers.
You Grady Smith?
Yep. You took the wrong turn somewhere, mister.
Show's going to be a smash.
Well, tell Norman King. He's the producer.
King couldn't keep it open a week if it weren't for your boy Danny Fortune. The kids standing them on their heads out there.
I'll wait for the reviews.
There'll be raids for Danny Fortune. We should make King give him some more numbers. Star Danny.
I don't think I heard you so good. Sounded like you said we.
You heard just fine. My name's Walter Waldron.
Fats Waldron?
That was last year. Now that I've got interested in the management business, Walter's better. So he's my associate.
All right, Fats. Lay it on the line.
I want 25% of Danny Fortune's gross.
Just like that, huh?
Beginning now.
Now, you listen to me. I dug that kid out of a fifth-rate cabaret. His act needed cleaning up worse than the tablecloths. I spent my money for new material for him. My money to teach him to sing and dance and talk.
I know. I checked after I got the tryout in Philly. He did real good, Grady.
And you want 25%?
Of everything. Records, television, motion pictures, endorsements, nightclubs, the works. You can handle it, Grady. The kid doesn't have to know what he's making.
And what do you do, Fats?
Open some doors. See that Danny keeps his health.
You two-bit hoodlum.
I come a lot higher than that. You go along with me or you'll end up with no star at all.
You ain't pushing me.
It happens this way in New York sometimes. Kid gets thrown into space overnight and he stays in orbit. The town gives him everything except a license to steal. So when Grady Smith called me and told me his troubles, I jumped at the case. Even if nothing came of it, I'd at least get a couple of ducats for the show.
Hello, Mr. Diamond.
Hello, Grady.
This is Norman King, the producer. I thought maybe he ought to know what's going on.
Rough thing to have happen when you have a hit, Mr. King.
No need to tell you, I suppose, but I've had 3 flops in a row. They broke me. I got my last nickel in this one.
Danny's joining us next door. I thought maybe I ought to fill you in before you meet him.
Fine, it's good. You could drop Leo's Saloon next to any theater in the Times Square district and the same cast would be playing. Kids with stars in their eyes and newspapers in their shoes, a couple of playwrights who were hoping to make it, plus a sprinkling of bums to give the place a steady income.
Hello. The usual, Mr. King?
Yes, Laura.
Smith?
Yep. What'll you have, Mr. Diamond?
I'll have a little scotch and, a little what?
Okay. I hear you're putting the kid's name up in lights.
We're sold solid for more than 6 months, Laura. Haven't been open a week.
Great when you got it.
And she had it. Headliner for years.
Now, Mr. Diamond, are you convinced that you want this assignment?
Well, I'm convinced that you're convinced.
Tell him what we really face, Grady.
Well, we haven't told Danny what the situation is. It'd be dumb to upset him. So we've had to give you a cover.
You're to protect him from his idolizing fans as far as he is concerned. But we really mean Fats Waldron.
Well, has Fats made a move yet?
Yep. He got himself introduced to Danny the day after the opening. He's been treating him like it's the greatest thing to hit show business since cotton candy.
What I've been able to understand about Fats Waldron, this is not his usual approach.
Well, maybe so. Don't mean he's changed his mind. He called just before the curtain. If he gets his 25%, he'll leave Danny alone.
And if he doesn't?
If he doesn't, well, there's plenty of ways to louse up a star, Mr. Diamond. Gambling, liquor, missed performances, a few newspaper men belted around.
You told me on the phone this morning that Danny was the kind of guy that made it the hard way, knows the ropes.
Well, some do and some don't. Danny don't. He's not the boy he used to be.
His name has been in lights only since sundown, and he's already complaining that the letters aren't big enough. He's convinced that he's a combination of Sinatra, Como, and Sammy Davis all rolled into one.
Sounds like a charming fellow. When do I meet him?
Starting right now.
Evening, Fortune.
Hey, Johnny.
Did you speak to Mr. King, Danny?
Oh, not yet, beautiful, but don't worry about it. You're in. So this is my sitter?
So I understand.
Mr. Diamond, Danny Fortune.
How'd he do?
Well, at least he's a big one, Grady. I love you, Pops, for the way you like to take care of me. I'll be back in a minute.
Hey, you big eight. Why don't you get lost? I think you're ruining the joint's tone.
Danny. What?
I don't think he heard me.
You bust him wide open, Diamond.
I said, why don't you get lost? Blow, fly.
Who do you think you're talking to?
You? Hey, sit down!
Now, wait a minute, fella. Let him alone and nobody will get hurt.
Except you.
You'll do.
Yeah, but will you?
You don't have to love me back. Come on. I think it's terrible the way Johnny lets characters like that in here.
Proud of yourself, Danny?
Sure proud of my sitter. You know, I think I'll take him with me tonight. I got a date uptown. A swinging punch party.
You've got a date at 7 o'clock in the morning for a recording. It's the show album.
I'll be there, Mama. Scouts on it.
Where are you going, to Fats Waldron's?
Now, you're not trying to tell me where I can go and where I can't.
I'm trying to tell you you're on the verge of something big, and you could blow the whole bit if you're not careful.
But that's why we've engaged Mr. Diamond. Come on, you're coming with me.
Where are we going?
I got a date uptown.
Leave it, Laura.
What I can't figure is, those that have got it have got to throw it away with both hands.
And now for my condensed version of that prize-winning movie, The Three Ribs of Adam.
Now, I always thought that a theatrical party would be a combination of a lot of fun and a lot of jokes. Well, I was sadly disappointed.
And I haven't got a thing to wear, and I do so hate for you to see me like this, but well, my good diamond tiara is at the cleaners. That is, it's at the washer tiara. To be or not to be, that is the question. It's really two questions. To sleep, perchance to dream. To dream you're sliding down a hill. Aye, there's the rub.
That was entertainment, all right, if you could call it that. Maybe it was special stuff all on the inside. Anyway, it wasn't coming in on my wavelength.
The bluebirds of happiness flying over the rainbow. Let's follow those bluebirds. They'll lead us to the pot of gold. There they are. See, they're flying to the pot, and there's the pot. There's nothing in here but a bunch of old bluebirds.
As far as I was concerned, I'd seen better stuff at the policeman's picnic.
Here's Danny, you sing.
Oh, come on. There's no piano player.
I know, but I did, and you go ahead.
All right. Danny didn't need any pushing. He sang all right, but it wasn't the same as in the show. I suppose he could have stood on his head, and this crowd would have thought it was sensational. Anything would have gone. Nobody seemed to care. Everyone applauded like mad. I guess the booze had a lot to do with all the enthusiasm. But I couldn't help worrying about Danny and that recording date he had in the morning.
Oh, what do you think of the sitter that Grady got me, Evie?
I've already looked dull. Sounded good.
Oh, well, if you're a real good girl, maybe I'll have him pull out his bag of tricks for you later.
By the time he got racked up, Danny, he got a 7 o'clock recording date tomorrow.
Hey, Fats.
And about my hair, do you think the color is real? I mean, really real? No, look.
Fats.
I mean, I made me what I am today.
Yeah, Danny.
When are we going to start our jollies?
Well, one of the girls from your show is joining us. I got a table at the Blue Devil later.
There's your answer.
I never had occasion to run into either Fats Waldron or his muscle Willie. So Fats accepted me with a shrug and went on looking like a contented cobra, while I kept on playing it like a well-disciplined houseboy. Okay.
Hello. I'm Dixie Moore, and you are...
Richard Diamond.
I'll call you Ricky.
Often I have.
Often. Am I terribly late, Mr. Waldron?
We got all night, baby. Willie, get the girls' things, will you?
I love dancing. And after I finish dancing, I like to go to an all-night restaurant and eat hamburgers. Rare.
Well, I'll have to remember that.
Do.
Well, it looks like it's come up bedtime, doesn't it, Mr. Waldron?
You sipped him of powder.
Well, that last drink was a little strong. Where's his cup?
He's staying.
No, he isn't. Now it's license, and he's leaving. Pick him up, Willie. Within a week, Danny was burning the candle brighter than all the lights on Broadway. He was beginning to show it, and so was I. But that didn't keep the offers from pouring in.
Okay, Danny. Here's 4 of them inside.
Grady, you're a pistol. What's this one?
I told you, the TV show. You're doing 2 spots. 1 song medley and 1 production number.
Oh, yeah.
I got them up to $5 grand.
Yeah, that's great. You know something, old goat? I think a lot of you. Yeah, you know it. When is King gonna stop fooling around with this opera?
He's not.
Well, he's already restaged half of it on Bush.
He's beefing it up behind you, Danny. He wants a chance to keep it open if anything happens to you.
Well, what's to happen? The doc says they got a constitution like a horse.
Doc?
Yeah. McManus over the Astor. He checked me out as soon as my name went up on top.
Well, at least you got some sense.
When it costs nothing, why not?
Ready, Mr. Fortune. Your cue's coming up.
Oh, fine, I'll be right there.
You know, maybe I'd be better off just to give the kid to Waldron and get out and let him have the headaches.
You ever thought of leveling with Danny? Maybe he'd give Waldron the gate.
What do you think?
I think it's a bad thought.
I got a message for you from the boss.
But what do you know? It talks.
The boss don't like it for this guy hanging around the kid all the time. He says he's going to have to start getting rough.
Well, you tell the boss to start using his head.
The boss says he's been using his head and he's sick to his stomach of it.
Is that all?
For now.
Okay, so you've delivered it.
Pats isn't going to be satisfied with that. He'll want an answer.
You know, Diamond, with me, there's just 2 things. People and talent. People I can take or let alone. But talent, when I find it, I'll fight for it like a tiger to keep it from being spoiled. Maybe after a couple of years, when Danny's a little older, maybe he would tell Waldron to drop dead. But it ain't a couple of years, it's now. You understand what I'm driving at?
I understand you, Grady. I knew I had to see Waldron, and the sooner the better. Perhaps I could drive some sense into his thick skull, although I doubted it. Once a chiseler, always a chiseler. But I figured maybe I could scare him a little anyway. It was worth a try.
What do you want?
I'm working for the post office. I got a special for Fats.
I take all of his deliveries.
I'm afraid you might get him mixed up. Where's Fats?
Out.
When'll he be back?
What's it to you?
kids. Take a break. Hi.
Hi.
I understand you had a run-in with Waldron's boy.
Yeah, he intercepted a message I was delivering.
Yeah, so Grady told me. Something's got to be done about this, but I'm sure I don't know what it is. I'll see you later.
Yeah, later.
All right, kids, let's take it from letter S.
Watching the show?
Yeah, I'm watching the show.
A pleasant slave drive. And when he gets through, this will be a great show, even without Danny.
Oh, I suppose he has to be prepared for anything.
Huh?
Hey, tell me, it's a funny business.
You're learning fast. Say, what about those hamburgers?
Now, how long will Danny be?
Not 3 hamburgers, 1. At Leo's.
At Leo's, come on. Well, hi, Grady. What's up?
Danny took off about 10 minutes ago. He got a message to wait at the stage door of the Paradise Club.
For what reason?
I don't know. He had a date to meet a couple of TV writers, but this guy shows up at the stage door with a message, and he gave it to the doorman.
What did the doorman say this guy looked like?
He only said he had a bandaged hand.
Yeah. Who asked you to get me over here?
I would have thought of it anyway, Ricky. But you were so stern and so unapproachable.
Sure. Here. Here's for the hamburgers, honey. Choke on them.
Oh, man. I've got you tattooed on me.
Uh-huh. Now, you got to walk away from here. Am I going to have to carry?
All right, Sitta, let's go. Looks like I missed my date anyway.
Those TV writers were coming to see you tonight, Danny.
Well, let's just say I forgot about it.
Danny, Grady, watch out! Grady!
Who did it, Diamond? Who did it?
In a way, you did, Dad. I was sorry for Danny. He suddenly realized he'd lost the best friend he had in the world. He knew he'd acted like a fool, but that didn't help. Maybe I could. I phoned Lieutenant McGowan and gave him all the dope I had, but there wasn't time to go into all the little details of the case if something was to be done about Grady Smith's killer. There didn't seem to be anyone home at Waldron's. Maybe they skipped the country. Maybe they were even too fast for me. Hold it, Fats. Now, where's Willie? Other room. Willie!
Yeah?
Hold it, Willie. Come on, Fats. This time I'm going to give the police a complete package. I need a drink. Allow me. All right, Diamond, what's the beef? Willie doesn't know it, but he missed Danny Fortune in back of the Paradise Club. He got Grady.
Miss Danny Fortune, what are you talking
Oh,
about?
don't be stupid, Fats. The police will be here any minute.
Yeah? Why?
Grady was killed, and I think I have the gun that fired the bullet. Also, some bandages that may show nitro grains. The bandages Willie was wearing when he shot this gun.
Grady killed? Oh, believe me, Diamond. I must be stupid.
Well, I'll smarten you up, Fats. You sent Willie to give Grady an ultimatum. He said no. Then you sent that chick Dixie to get me out of circulation. Maybe Willie was only supposed to scare.
Wait a minute. I sent no ultimatum. As far as Dixie is concerned, I haven't seen her since the night you slipped Fortune the pill. Believe me.
You wouldn't kid me, would you, Fats?
Why would I want to kill Danny? He's a meal ticket.
I'll buy that. But you still threatened Grady. You wanted 25% of Danny's earnings.
Yeah, but I didn't kill anybody. Somebody's trying to frame me, Diamond.
Why?
I don't know why.
Willie may have sold you down the river.
Willie?
Huh? If you're leveling with me when the police get here, you tell them to have a long talk with Willie. Okay?
Okay.
Is there a back way out of here?
Service elevator.
Fats, you do what I tell you. May save your neck. On the way back to the theater, I made one stop and 2 phone calls. They all panned out pure gold.
Danny phoned me about Grady. It's terribly upsetting news.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
Have the police got Waldron yet?
Well, they've had him for about a half an hour.
I'm using an understudy for Danny tomorrow night. Probably the whole week. I don't imagine he'll feel like working for a while.
Danny didn't know what he had in Grady until he didn't have it.
Mr. King?
Well, Dixie, come in and shut the door.
Well,
That's all right. Come in, sit down, join us. How much money do you have in a New World's account, Mr. King?
Well, what business is that of yours?
Well, it must make you feel pretty sour to see a show making a fortune for everyone except yourself. Dixie, did Mr. King ask you to take me out for hamburgers earlier?
he said after the way you'd been knocked around, I'd be doing you a favor, getting you away from Danny for a half hour. He'd be keeping him busy that long.
And you sent Willie in here with an ultimatum from the boss. Guys like Willie change jobs quick for dough.
I don't follow you, Diamond.
Well, I didn't follow myself for a while. And I remembered a free medical examination Danny had. I called the doctor. It wasn't free. You paid for it. It was for an insurance policy run of the play. For $250,000 tax-free dollars. And you were the only beneficiary. You know where to take him.
Hey, that was something. You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. You see, I'm sorry about earlier. I got my signals crossed.
You certainly straightened them out in a hurry.
Yeah, well, I'll see.
Wait. I ordered some hamburgers. I was going to rub these in your face. But really, they're very good.